Students, so this is your video 4 and this will be the last video for the unit. So we will be covering the portions, okay, in this unit itself. So your syllabus and the portions of mine is over for you, okay. So 3 units and administration is over, okay, and I think community 2 units I have taken and that also is over. So make sure you prepare, okay, and then study, and all the best for your exams, okay. So we will see today in this video the professional organizations, its definition, okay, and national and international, which is put together under central level and at state level, and what are their objectives. And then we will see participation in research activities, who can participate in the research activity, okay, and then what are its uses, and then we will say publications, journals and newspapers, okay. So first we will start with professional organizations. So a lot more we have been seeing about this professional organization before itself. So we have covered few topics even in your last unit which I had taken, like ICN, TNAI, okay, all these professional organizations which you've been studying, okay. So we will see the definition of it. So professional association, it is also called as professional body, professional organization or professional society. So it's usually a non-profitable organization seeking to further a particular profession, the interest of individual engaged in that profession and the public interest. So what does it say? So it is a professional organization which is mainly built for the welfare of a particular for a particular profession. So this is a non-profitable, it is a non-profitable organization. So mainly it is these organizations or professional bodies are formed by a group of people belonging to a same profession. So these bodies can be under any profession, okay. So it can be in terms of different profession, they can have their own professional body. So we are dealing with nursing, so we know that these people who belong to the same profession or people who are interested to have a professional body, they begin this they began this non-profitable organization, okay. So professional association is also called as professional body, professional organization, professional society. It is usually a non-profitable organization seeking to further a particular profession, and it is based upon the interest of an individual engaged in that profession and the public interest, okay. So next we will see what are the various professional organizations that are involved in central level and state level. So as I told you earlier, when we say central level, it has both national and international bodies together. So at central level you have TNAI, Trained Nurses Association of India. Then you have ICN, which is the International Council for Nurses. Then you have Commonwealth Nurses Federation, the Indian Nursing Council, which is the INC, the Red Cross Society, and World Health Organization, which is the WHO. So these are all the organizations belonging to national and international professional bodies. Next you have at state level. So when we say at the state level, you have SNA, that is the Student Nurses Association, okay. So SNA mainly is at the college level. So student nurses get registered. So as I've already mentioned to you that from SNA you can transfer your subscription to TNAI. So if you're already a member of SNA, then you get concession to become a TNAI member. But in the college, if you were not a part of SNA, then need not worry, directly you can approach to Delhi office, then you can make a membership in the TNAI. It is very important that you hold and you become a member in a TNAI, and it is a lifetime membership. Once you pay, okay, I think it is about 2000 or so, now I don't know, okay. So once when you pay, you get a life membership card, okay. So you are a member, so you need not do it again and again, okay. Then you have Nurses League of Christian Medical Association. Next you have the Christian Medical Association of India. So these are at the state level, okay. So SNA, that is a Student Nurses Association. Next you have the Nurses League of Christian Medical Association, the Christian Medical Association of India, okay. So what are the objectives of these professional organizations? So mainly this is built, right, for the profession. So when we say nursing professional bodies, then it is to uplift the profession, of nursing. Okay, so to understand the role of professional organization in empowering nurses in their emerging professionalism. So it is important that we require such professional bodies in order to equip and enhance the nursing profession. Okay, to discuss the functions of each professional organization. So we have seen so many organizations or body or professional societies, okay, under central level and state level. So these also have their own important role. So this also specifies their important or specific role as a part of the organization. Next, you have to discuss importance of self-assertiveness in safeguarding our profession. So it helps in safeguarding our profession. It helps to stand for the rights of nurses. Okay, and then to study the vast scope of collective bargaining in nursing profession. Already we have seen, right, collective bargaining in detail. What is collective bargaining? We have seen what are the advantages, who are the members who are involved, and why it is important. So all these professional body play an important role in collective bargaining. So they can talk or negotiate, in the aspects of safety of nurses when they work in abroad countries, and then they can negotiate about the salaries, the wages that the nurses get. So now at this COVID time, all these professional body only have actually negotiated and brought this health policy. So any person dies, nurse, okay, dies as a COVID contracted patient, then she or he is eligible to get 50 lakhs. That's what the government has said, right? So they are also given, double salary at this time. So these are all certain negotiation which has been done to safeguard the nurses, okay? So next we will go to, so we have finished with the professional organization. So it is at the, what we have seen the definition, then we have seen at national and international, it is at the central level, then state level, then what are the main objectives of these professional organization. Okay, next we will go on to participation in research activities. So as a BSc nurse, you are also expected to do a research. It's a part of your curriculum, right? Yeah, so third year you should have done. Okay, so when all do you do this? You do it in your BSc, then you do it when you are doing your MSc. Okay, for GNM students, part of internship you can do it, and then in doctorate level you can do the research activity, or when you're working in the hospital. It doesn't matter whether you're a diploma nurse or whether you're a BSc nurse or whether you are a MSc nurse or you are a PhD nurse, you all have an important role in doing the research. Okay, you can do it in the hospital, or you can do it in the community setup, clinic, or at the administration level. Okay, so nurses after completion of graduation, masters and doctorate in nursing participates in research activities. Okay, so conduct research, nursing researches in administration, clinical and community field to update the knowledge with latest information. So these researches provide the basis for improvement in nursing techniques. Okay, next you have publications and journals. So when we talk about the various, okay, so we have done with the participation in nursing research. So as a part of the nursing, you are supposed to do it, okay, and university also provides a lot of funds. Maybe when you're working in hospital also, you will get fund from the hospital to conduct research. So you should make sure that you get an opportunity to do the research. Okay, and we can use it. So when you do research, it can be used as the evidence-based practice nursing. Okay, so next we will move on to the last topic is the publications, journals, newspapers. So when we say the definition, it is nothing but it is the preparation and issuing of a book, journal or piece of article for public sale. Example, book, journal or newsletter. So any writing, okay, when it is put into a printing material, it can be through a book, journal, newsletter or newspapers. Okay, so it is actually a preparing and issuing of a book, journal or piece of article. So we will see what are the various types of publication. So it can be in form of newspapers or newsletters, professional magazine, popular magazine, academic peer-reviewed journal, hybrid journal, posters, book review, book chapter, book published by a single author, or it is just an edited portion of a book, okay, or collection of a book, Then other opportunities where you can put your views through other visual aids like conferences, presentations, TV, broadcast or radio broadcast, social media. Next we will see what are the various types of journal articles. Okay, altogether here we have seen publications where newsletter and journal is a part of that. Okay, then we will see types of journal articles. So what all can you actually put under a journal? So you have research articles, evidence-based practice articles, what you have done, what is the result, how we can put it into practice. Okay, so that is evidence-based practice articles, then clinical articles, then others like you can publish case studies, case reports, articles on wide range of topic relating to healthcare, book reviews, letters to editor. So all these can be published in the journal. Okay, and the last topic, last heading for the whole chapter is the sources for writing. Okay, so what are the various sources that is used to write a journal or to write a newspaper or to write a or to publish. Okay, so what are the basic writings that is required? It can be a research or thesis. Thesis is when you do it in a bigger version. A particular project, it can be about a particular project that you want to write and publish. Then your practice, what you are doing everyday work, it can be part of your everyday work that you do for your patients. Then topic that you are interested in, any topic that you do a little research and you can put it in the journal, accepted by the editors. Then paper you prepared, okay, which you are interested, it can be scientific paper presentation. Then any other, okay, consider whether you want to collaborate, principal, author. Collaboration is when you are writing a book, you can also have another co-author, okay, or if you want to be only one book, like if you want to write, if you don't want anybody else also is fine, so you will be the principal author. So if you want co-authors also, you can get their help. Okay, so these are the various sources for writing. Okay, so we have seen professional organization, definition, state level, central level, what are their objectives. Next we have seen participation in research article. Okay, so who can, activities, who can involve, when you can do it, where all you can do it and what is the use. Then we have seen publication, journal and newsletter. Okay, then what are the various types of publication, types of journal articles and sources of writing. So with this the unit is over and my portions are covered. All the best for your exams. Prepare well. Any doubt, please keep me posted. Okay.